Work camping. What do we want to say about work camping and how do we want to say it? I think it's important that we say what we want to say about work camping without upsetting people, without offending people. We just want to help people with our experiences. And
Yes.
sometimes those are great and sometimes they're not so great. But we've learned a lot in the past couple of months about work camping, and we want to pass along those nuggets of wisdom because
Right.
other people are going to be doing this too. Not everybody is retired and just traveling, and not everybody, um, can just, I guess, rely on a trust fund or whatever. Some people really are still workers as we live
Yeah.
in our RVs.
Yep. Indeed. And there seems to be a thing going on where people will classify you or misclassify you as an independent contractor. And that is to get out of their half of Medicare and Social Security and all that an employer must pay. Well, if you have come to a job and you've like bid it by the job and that kind of thing, then you probably are an independent contractor. But if you have a schedule to keep, they tell you when to be there and so on and so on, then you're not an independent contractor. You are actually an employee. That's how the IRS is going to see you. And then they're going to want, all the taxes at the end of the year like you were self-employed, which is like a third of your wages.
Indeed. Look at irs.gov. There's a form on there you can fill out if you've been in a situation where you're an employee, you're under someone else's supervision, you're under their schedule, and you work for them. You need to check that out because at the end of the year, like Mike said, when you're paying your taxes, you're going to be liable for self-employment tax, Social Security taxes, and Medicare taxes, and that will take a half to a third of your wages. Self-employment is just nothing to sneeze at, and with work camping, you're not really going to have a lot of expenses, business expenses to put against that. So, in essence, you're going to be paying to work there.
Yeah.
We've also learned that you've got to do your research, and we thought we were doing our research, but we're kind of trusting people, and we tended to listen to what the managers are saying about the situation. But if you get online and you look at both the employee reviews on, say, workcamper.com, and if you look at just the reviews from people who have stayed at a campground, trust those, believe in them, and
that will tell you a lot about how things go there. Is it a happy ship or is this Captain Bligh and just hates it?
We realize that bosses aren't always the greatest thing, but
just people.
You tend to get taken advantage of, I think, in a work camp situation because employers think that you have no choice, that you're maybe sort of a vagabond and you can't do anything but work for them,
or you're just retired and all you want is a little supplementary income and something to do, which seems to be the majority of work campers from what we've seen.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of folks that are retired and they just want something to do, and they want the free spot at the national campground, and that's really neat. But we're nowhere near that age. We're not. It's just that's not what this channel is about. It's not a travel channel. It's just a full-time RV lifestyle channel. What is it like for people who live in their RVs? The neatest thing about it is that if you don't like your situation, you can do what we're doing and you can move on.
Yeah.
The first situation, we did not need to give any notice. With this situation, we will be giving notice. We've already been hired elsewhere, and we've asked all the hard questions this time.
Yeah.
What are the hours like? Do you have your hours together? Do you have your time off together? Exactly what will be asked of you. Are you, no one else that we've talked to has heard about independent contractor because obviously it's against the law. So
Yeah,
most employers aren't going to try to do that too, but along the way there will be some that may try to do
that
that too.
can happen.
Mm-hmm.
The less scrupulous folks there,
Mm-hmm. Of course. So let us just, try to share our experiences with people in an effort to help them not make the same mistake, and our achievements with people as well, because when you have stumbling blocks in life, the important thing is what do you do to get over it and out of it, not necessarily just hiding it and pretending that didn't happen, because
I meant that to happen. Yeah.
then you've got people who are getting into the full-time lifestyle and they're not going to be prepared by your channel if all it is showing all the good stuff. You've got to show all of the aspects
Yeah, the
too.
important part
And
is how you got back up.
how did you stand back up?
Yup.
Yeah,
So there you go.
there you go. So anyway, that's
More
what I gotta
later.
say. More later.